What's up everybody on YouTube, WRLD back here with another video, and today we'll be ranking the top 5 NBA players going into the 2021-2022 NBA season. So before I even start my list or mention anyone, these rankings are based on players who are healthy going into this upcoming season and also on their performance last year. So people like Kawhi Leonard won't be on here because he's hurt, but obviously when healthy, he's a top 5 player in the NBA. With that out of the way though, before I get into the top 5, I'm going to list 2 honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is Luka Doncic, superstar guard/forward of the Dallas Mavericks. Luka is only 22 years old, and he's wreaked havoc on the league since being drafted in 2018, and he has no signs of slowing down anytime soon. In his 3 seasons in the league, Doncic has averaged 26 points, 7 assists, and 8 rebounds per game, along with notching 36 triple-doubles in his young career, being one of the most well-rounded players in the NBA. Luka's dominance has led the Mavericks to 2 back-to-back playoff appearances, but in both years they lost in the first round. The 2-time All-Star has a Mavericks responsibility on his shoulders being the franchise guy, and there has been discussions about him potentially needing more help in Dallas. After signing a new contract extension this past summer and the arrival of Jason Kidd as a new coach for the Mavericks, it's time to see if Luka will elevate his play of the team even more and ascend into a top 5 player in 2022. My second honorable mention, and essentially my 6th ranked player, is Damian Lillard, superstar point guard of the Portland Trail Blazers. Dame has been a bucket since being drafted in 2012 out of Weber State, but in the past couple of seasons, he's elevated himself into the upper echelon of players. We all remember his legendary series-clinching buzzer beater against the OKC Thunder, but last season is where he really made a leap into showing that he may be a top 5 player in the league. In the 2021 playoffs, the Trailblazers lost in the first round to the Denver Nuggets, but that was no fault of Dame. He literally averaged 34 points per game, 10 assists, and 4 rebounds, while also shooting 45% from the 3-point line. His performance in Game 5 of that series against the Nuggets is where he left no doubt that he's one of the best in the game. Dame dropped 55 points on 12 threes, shooting 70% from the perimeter in that game, where he almost single-handedly won the game. Watching it live, he couldn't miss, and no one on the court could check him, but unfortunately they still came short of winning the game. This has brought many to believe that Dame is frustrated in Portland and that he'll ultimately ask out, but that time hasn't came yet. Dame has nothing left to prove in terms of his individual skill set, but only time will tell if he's able to capture him a Larry O'Brien trophy in Portland or potentially elsewhere. Starting off the list, at the number 5 spot we have the reigning MVP, Nikola Jokic, superstar center of the Denver Nuggets. Jokic being a top 5 player in the NBA is honestly remarkable, considering that he was the 41st pick in the 2014 draft, and he wasn't even considered to be anything close to a star big man. Scouts viewed the Serbian center as too slow and out of shape to be effective at the NBA level, but Jokic has buried that perception by his elite play in his career so far. Jokic dominates the game alone by having pure skill and a high basketball IQ, arguably already being the best playmaking center in the history of the NBA. He has recorded 57 triple-doubles, being the 9th player in league history to post over 50 triple-doubles. Nikola Jokic's last 2 seasons have also been his best, as in the 2020 season he led Denver to the Western Conference Finals, losing to the Lakers, who eventually won the championship. And last year, he became the first center to win an MVP since Shaq in 2000. As Jokic is entering his 8th season this year, he'll be looking to dominate even more, and he'll also be the sole reason behind the Nuggets' success in 2022. At the number 4 spot, we have the greatest shooter of all time, and arguably, note that I said arguably, the greatest point guard of all time, in Steph Curry. The 6'3" guard has been an absolute marksman of a shooter in his career, owning most NBA 3-point records, and in 2016, he also became the league's first unanimous MVP. At the age of 33 years old, you think that his dominance would have slowed down? Nah, that's not the case, as his game is purely based on skill and hard work. And in 2021, Steph led the league in scoring, averaging 32 points per game, shooting 42% from the 3-point line. It's crazy, honestly, how some people think that there are point guards right now in the NBA that are better than him. But last year, Curry proved that he is the best point in the league. As his running mate and splash brother Klay Thompson is returning from his Achilles injury, it'll be interesting to see if the Warriors will be back on track to contending for another championship. Now at number 3, we have the reigning Finals MVP and two-time MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo. In Giannis' 8 years in the NBA, we have seen him improve literally every year to become the game's most dominant paint player since Shaq. Antetokounmpo has elite guard skills at his 6'11" frame, being a great playmaker and acting as a point forward. He also is an elite defender, as in 2020 he joined Hakeem Olajuwon and Michael Jordan as being the only players to win an MVP and a Defensive Player of the Year award in the same season. More importantly though, this past season in 2021, Giannis was finally able to lead Milwaukee to a championship for the first time in 50 years. Antetokounmpo had an all-time great NBA Finals series, posting 35 points per game, 12 rebounds per game, and 5 assists per game, beating the Chris Paul-led Phoenix Suns in 6 games. Giannis has proven himself as one of the most hungriest and self-determined players in the NBA, and it will be interesting to see if him and the Bucks will be able to defend their title. There's now only 2 rankings left, and at number 2 we have the king himself, LeBron James. With him going into his 19th season in 2022, it's crazy that LeBron is still playing at the elite level that he is at the age of 36 years old. He'll soon be 37 years old. And his dominance is a testament to how much he works hard and takes care of his body, similarly to Tom Brady in the NFL. After dominating and being in the league for so many years, LeBron is at the top of most major statistical NBA records, and in the next couple of seasons, he has a chance to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the NBA's all-time leading scorer. LeBron is an all-time great, and he recently just won his 4th title in 2020, elevating his name to be compared with the legends in this game's history. In 2022, LeBron has assembled new pieces on the Los Angeles Lakers team with future Hall of Famers Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony, among others, to help him in AD. As the Lakers are the favorites to represent the Western Conference in the 2022 NBA Finals, it'll be cool to see how this season will unfold, and if LeBron will still be able to play at an all-time great level in his 19th year. Now the time y'all have been waiting for is the number 1 spot, and the number 1 ranked player going into the 2022 season is Kevin Durant of the Brooklyn Nets. Coming off an Achilles injury from the 2019 Finals to dominating last year has been nothing short of sensational, and KD has still proven to be the league's most unguardable player. In the 2021 playoffs, Durant averaged 34 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists, shooting 51% from the field and 40% from 3. The Nets have a 3-headed monster in the trio of KD, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, which led many to assume that the Nets would coast into winning the 2021 Finals. That wasn't the case though, as in the playoffs, Kyrie and James Harden both dealt with injuries, and KD had to try to will the Nets into winning single-handedly. The best example of this was in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Semifinals against the Milwaukee Bucks, when KD had 48 points, trying to lead the Nets to the Eastern Conference Finals without Kyrie and a hobbled James Harden. They ultimately fell short though, as the Nets lost that series, and the Bucks won the 2021 Finals a couple rounds later. KD's case for being the best player in the world didn't end there though, as in the Tokyo Olympics he was able to lead Team USA to Olympic gold for a 4th straight time, where he was clearly the best player on that stage. For years, Durant has been looked as one of the best players, but now his play has left no doubt that he is the league's best player, and he'll be able to prove that even more this season, hoping to win Brooklyn an NBA title. So guys, that's pretty much the list. Let me know in the comments down below if y'all agreed with my picks and my rankings, or if y'all would have had some people flipped around in different areas, or if I left people, in your opinion, off of the list. The season is almost back. It's almost here. Training camp is starting up soon, and I wanted to provide my rankings of my top 5. So stay tuned for more similar basketball videos coming for this season. I most definitely appreciate y'all watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Swaggy Russ, and thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, all types of content coming, and yeah, y'all be blessed and take it easy.